Oh dear. That's off and onto the grass.
This year all the teams have lowered the driving seat to try and combat the turbulence caused by the driver's helmet, which reduces the efficiency of the air intake into the engine. Another benefit they hope to see will be better handling of the car due to the lower centre of gravity.
Interesting point to note is that both Williams and Jordan, two of the great innovators in car design, have opted for an oval air intake above the drive. Go!
With the 107% rule of the past couple of years, we're seeing that the tail-end teams have had to sharpen up their act and spend longer making sure they can do competitive times. This means that the gap between the qualifying times from the front to the back of the grid is now much less.
Normally, motor racing, driving a car right to its limit, is very much a skill from the head, not from the heart. But out on the track today, we're seeing some really passionate performances.
The front wings on these cars have had to be changed in recent years. They now have a thicker, rounded end plate so they can stand a much lesser chance of puncturing a tyre if they hit it.
That's the fastest time over the first sector we've seen today. Down into second, down into first, up into second, third. Let's see how he compares with the previous qualifying times. He's up on the leader at intermediate 2.
He's pumping in some really good lap times now.
Let's see how he compares with the previous qualifying times. Remarkable! That has surely put him on pole. He's down at the first split. He's down at the second split. He's already behind at the first split. It's Coulthard. That's onto the grass. Up into third. Fourth. Down into second. Down into first. Let's see how he compares with the previous qualifying times. That's intermediate 2, and he's slower than his best. The brake discs will really be glowing after that section. This looks like a slower lap. He's down at split 1. That's down on his previous fastest lap over the second sector. Coulthard! That was a bit of a scrape along the Armco. Let me just check how that time compares. He's down at the first split. Down into second. Down into first. He's collided with Alesi. Second gear. That's intermediate 2, and he's slower than his best. If he can keep this kind of speed up, he'll be looking at a good grid position. Third, down into second. That's intermediate 2, and he's slower than his best. First split time is actually faster than the current fastest qualifying lap.
He's a real veteran of Formula One, and it shows in the maturity of his driving.
Third gear. Let's see how he compares with the previous qualifying times. He's up on the leader at intermediate 2. Sixth gear. I think we'll see him in pole position for tomorrow's race. Up into 4th, up into 5th, 6th gear. He's already behind at the first split. Fifth, 6th gear. I don't think he's going to better his time. He's behind at split 2. One thing we might see this year is drivers having problems with cramp. All the teams have followed Williams' lead from last year and positioned their drivers lower in the car, reclined further back with their feet raised up more. OK, let's have a look at the qualifying time so far. He's already behind his best time at intermediate 1. Up into 2nd. 3rd gear. Down into 1st. I'm looking at the qualifying lap times now. That's down on his previous fastest lap over the 2nd sector. If he can keep this kind of speed up, he'll be looking at a good grid position.
One of the problems the drivers have to contend with is visibility. Their visors get very dirty out on the track. Every 5 laps or so they'll need to give it a wipe to keep it clear with the back of their glove or their sleeve. Of course, when it gets really difficult to see, they can peel off one of the clear tear-off strips that cover the visor.
Down into second. Down into second. He's down at the second split. If he can keep this kind of speed up, he'll be looking at a good grid position. Down into first. Down into second. Down into second. That's intermediate 2, and he's slower than his best. Hello and welcome to the Brazilian Grand Prix 1997, here at the Autodromo José Carlos Pache in Interlagos. The track here has a reputation for being fast, bumpy and difficult, although there are good overtaking opportunities with that long back straight. Usually we see some fine weather here, although 1996 was an exception when Damon Hill dominated the race from start to finish despite the rain. The drivers are lined up on the grid now, preparing themselves for the start. The red lights are beginning to come on. And it's go, go, go! Streaming down to the first corner. Damon Hill's managed to get past. Exceptional! He's managed to slip past. That was a superb start. He's overtaken Panis.
One unique feature of the Stewart car design is the high side pods on the car and the large turning vanes, which should reduce the amount of debris that is sucked off the track into the radiator fluid during the normal course of the race. This sort of accumulation can actually cause a drop-off between 10 and 20% in the radiator's efficiency.
He's hit Berger! Oh dear. Well, I hope both the drivers are uninjured after that one. was a bit of a scrape along the arm cone. Ouch! He probably just lost concentration for a second, and that was all it took. Damon Hill's managed to get past. I'm looking at the race order now. In first, Williams, number 1. Second, Heights Harold Frenson. In third, Michael Schumacher. What's happened? He's just hit Damon Hill. Fourth, Jean Alesi. Fifth, Giancarlo Fisichella. In sixth, Ralf Schumacher. Crosses the line, only 3 more laps left. He's got through past Verstappen. He was actually going faster than the race leader over the first section of the course. Exceptional! He's managed to slip past. That's taken him past Pedro Diniz. He's actually up on the leader's time at split 2. Let's have a look at the race order lower down. 13th, Johnny Herbert. In 14th place, David Coulthard. Hang on. In 12th place, Shinji Nakano. Hang on. It's the penultimate lap. In 13th place, David Coulthard. In 11th place, Mika Häkkinen. In 12th place, David Coulthard. 10th, Rubens Barrichello. Hang on! That was actually a better first split than the current leader. 11th, David Coulthard. 12th, Mika Häkkinen. He's hit Rubens Barrichello. It's the last lap of the race. The car in front will be getting worried after that lap time. Race order. In first place, Williams, number 1. In second position, Heights Harold Frenson. Third, Michael Schumacher. Hang on, he's definitely gaining. In fourth place, Jean Alesi. In fifth place, Giancarlo Fisichella. In sixth, Ralf Schumacher. Something must be wrong. He's dropping back. It's a win for the Canadian. I'm sure Frank Williams and the rest of the Williams team will be absolutely delighted with this win. In second place, Heinz Harald Frentzen. Third, Michael Schumacher. 11th, David Coulthard. He's finished.